The other day I was thinking about how 63 Impala had put a coffee can on his alternator. I thought, oh, that sure was cool. Why don't I come up with something cool like that? And I was looking for a coffee can, and Mike gave me one. But it's a coffee can. It's all wrapped in paper. It ain't painted. And I was looking around for a painted coffee can, and I saw this thing. I thought, oh. When I saw that, I thought, man, wouldn't it be cool to cut this apart and take that part that says motor oil and put it over this canister. This is a this car has a oil filter, gravity-fed oil filter. It pumps the oil into this. It goes through the canister through the filter and then drains back down into the motor. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to cut that motor oil thing and put it right on there? But then I thought, well, I don't know. I was just sitting here looking at it, and I turned around and I saw this boiled linseed oil can. And I cut the bottom out of this can the other day to make something when I was working on the Honda. And I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool too. I wouldn't have to kill a good can to do it. I could cut the top off of that and stretch that around there and have that say boiled linseed oil. That'd be certainly a conversation piece. Kind of a little bit ridiculous, but I often am. So I'm gonna think along those lines. I might take my grinder, just go ahead and whoop the top off of there and see how that would fit around that, and see what it would take to attach it to there. That might be kind of fun. Let's see how that goes. Oh, I've got my friend Mr. Tripod with me here, and I'm gonna bring Mr. Tripod over here. And I'm going to ask him real nice to hold my camera while I'm doing this work. That way I won't be trying to do one thing with one hand and another thing with another hand. That way it'll all kind of make sense. At least it will for me. Some people don't like to use a tripod. Some people like to try to balance, you know, everything in one hand. But I like to use a tripod. I just do. I can't say why exactly. It's just something about me. You know, I think that looks kind of haunting a little bit. If I set that right there and get me a clamp, I can get me a clamp to go around the top of here and clamp that, and I might trim this bottom so it's not hitting against that valve cover. That's kind of cool in a way. I'll cut the bottom off in a little bit. Okay, you know, that's kind of ugly, but it's ugly in a very cool sort of way. I like it, and it ain't hurting nothing, and it's easy to get off there. All I have to do is pop them two little bands off and they come right off. Not that I need to. I can just take the screw loose, lift my canister out, and change my oil without having to mess with that. So that's cool. I like it. Very cool. Okay, 63 Impala, I didn't wind up cutting up your can after all. He's a nice guy. You know, I had emailed him and asked him what would he think if I cut up his can, made something else out of it other than a Banjer, and he said, yeah, that's fine. What you gonna make out of it? And I said, well, I'd rather make it first and then tell you. But as it turned out, I did that instead. I'm still thinking of something to do on the, I'm absolutely copying him, by the way, and I give him credit for that, but I am still thinking of something on my alternator. I like the way he put that coffee can on the alternator on his rat rod truck, and I'm blatantly going to copy that idea. But I think what I'll do, instead of messing up a good can like this one here, is I'll look around till I find something else like that. The trick is it needs to have writing. Like here's a can right here, but it's got a paper label. There's lots of cans around here, like that coffee can in there and all that that's got paper labels. So I'm gonna look around till I find me another can that's got a metal label, and then I'll do something similar on my alternator. That'll be cool.